The Dallas Cowboys beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Thanksgiving in an absolute thriller. What does that mean for this team moving forward? And what does that mean for their hopes to reach the postseason? Let's talk about it.
Cowboys Nation, stand up tall. We'll never let our spirit fall.
So the Cowboys held off Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs 31-28 on Thanksgiving. And I thought this one had the makings of a blowout early on. I thought the Dallas Cowboys were going to get whooped. I had them winning the game. I picked them to win before. I think my score prediction was 34-27. So I was kind of close, kind of close, almost had it. But after Dak threw that interception, the Chiefs go down and score a touchdown on a wide receiver screen right away. I thought this one was going to get ugly in a hurry, as we've seen and we've been conditioned to expect. Just over the years with these Dallas Cowboys, when things go wrong early, it seems to snowball ever since really the Romo years. This just snowballs out of control and gets to a point where it's like, it's one of those days, go figure. But this is 2 weeks now in a row. First one against the Eagles, down 21. And now early adversity with the Chiefs, the interception and touchdown. The Cowboys, they got right both weeks. And credit to the offense, credit to the defense, credit to Dak for having a short memory. Credit to the defense for not locking the Chiefs down, but playing very well, all things considered, and well enough to give the offense time to get settled in and get things figured out on their side of the ball. Adding Quinnen Williams, as much as the national pundits said it was a mistake, it was an overpay, it might have been a smidge overpay as far as when you just the scale, the balance scale. But when it comes to real world impact and what he's done for this team, it was not an overpay. Absolutely not an overpay. He's completely reshaped the interior of this defense, and people are saying, and I don't disagree, this might be the best interior defensive line in the NFL. When you take a look at Solomon Thomas and the way he's playing, you take a look at Osa, Kenny Clark, obviously Quinnen Williams. You add in, now all of a sudden Sam Williams off the edge is playing well. Who had that on their bingo card halfway through this season? You know, you got the other edge, Ezraku, one of the best rookie edges in the NFL right now. He's getting tons of pressures, not getting the sacks, but he's playing very well in the run game. He's getting the pressures. He's playing very, very well. One of the best young and upcoming rookies as far as edge players go in the NFL right now. You pair that with the fact that you got a bunch of guys back from injury. Shavon Ravel just looks like he belongs out there. First off, he has the look of a nasty NFL cornerback. The dude just looks like a baller, okay? And when you look at the film, he's playing really, really well. You look at Overshown and how he's playing. The dude is so fast, but also has the ability to stop on a dime and make these open field tackles. The dude is a monster. It looks like both of his knees are just fine, and he's a dude that's really helped out this linebacking group. You know, Logan Wilson isn't the best in the world, but he is a better player than what we've seen over the first stretch of the season before that trade. Kenneth Murray is playing well here over the last few games, and I don't think that's a coincidence given the fact that the defensive line is playing so well. Those guys kind of set the stage for that second level, and so if they're playing well, yeah, of course your linebackers are going to play better than they were playing before. But I don't want to settle for guys that are just okay players that are enhanced by the players around them. Let's get good players, really good players like Overshown, and it's like you're putting, you know, greatness on top of greatness. And so I love seeing that with Overshown. Murray and Wilson seem to be guys whose ships are raised by the rising waters with the defensive line. So all things considered, you know, this defensive unit, everybody, the safeties, let's not forget them. Everybody's playing better, and I think it all starts with the play of this defensive line, specifically the interior, and how well they've played over the stretch of the last 3 games. Offensively, I don't know how you can look at George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb and not consider them to be the best duo in the league. I think you have a case to be made maybe with the Rams, with Nakua and Adams, but I mean, let's just look at what these guys are doing. I mean, CeeDee Lamb is obviously an all-pro receiver. George Pickens probably going to be an all-pro this year, if I had to guess, with the way he's playing. Second in the NFL in receiving yards at this point. He's a couple hundred yards behind Njigba from the Seahawks. But when you look at this offense, you have the 2 receivers that are obviously great. You have Turpin, who's kind of your speed gadget guy. You've got Flanoy, who's seeing a lot more playing time, and he is a really good run blocker. You see him all the time, scooping up these linebackers, blocking the DBs out on the edge. He is a really good run blocker. I'm glad they got him in there more often as the season went on. You look at Jake Ferguson playing well. Brevin Spanford is a nasty blocker. You're seeing him get featured a little bit more in the passing game. I like to see him get some more opportunities in the red zone just because he's a huge dude. Even on third downs, third and short, when you're throwing it out in the edge, just He's the kind of guy you can throw it up, high point it, and easy as that. King running back, physical running back, really good running back between the tackles. You look at Malik Davis now; he's more of your speed guy. Mad props to Malik Davis because he wasn't even on an NFL roster not too long ago. Kind of bounced between teams, comes back here, and he's playing really well as a complementary back. Also a guy on special teams. Mad props to Malik Davis because he wasn't even on an NFL roster not too long ago. Kind of bounced between teams, comes back here, and he's playing really well as a complementary back. Also a guy on special teams. And then what makes everything possible, because I'm a Team Trenches guy, is this offensive line. This offensive line is playing like one of the best units in the NFL right now. Tyler Booker, Tyler Smith, sorry, Tyler Guyton, but Nate Thomas is playing really well right now. I might need Tyler Guyton to sit out until he's ready to play, quite honestly. He's had a better season than I had expected, but if Nate Thomas can come in and keep doing what he's been doing, not have the stupid penalties and bad moments like Tyler Guyton has had, I might have to consider keeping Nate Thomas in the lineup. Thomas only gave up one quarterback pressure on 39 pass plays, and on the other side, Terrence Steele also only gave up one pressure. When one of your tackles is playing well, you can send help to your other tackle, and so that's going to help him out and give up less quarterback pressures off of that side. So if both of your tackles are struggling, specifically in pass pro, you really can't help both of them all the time. You're not going to max protect every single snap, all right? So when one tackle is playing better, your other one's going to get better as well as a side effect. Sorry, Tyler Guyton, but that's just the way it goes. And maybe I take a look at Guyton next season at right tackle, move on from Terrence Steele. Maybe that's the way you got to go. But something has to be done there with Nate Thomas because he's playing really, really good football, and I'd hate to see him go back to the bench. But this interior with Cooper Beebe, Tyler Smith, and Tyler Booker, just moving guys out of the way. Tyler Booker's having a phenomenal season. He blocked the hell out of Chris Jones this last game, and he's a guy that a lot of people were not happy with, maybe not so much with the player, but just drafting a guard that early. But it looks like it's paying dividends because you're enhancing everybody else around you. Better interior offensive line play makes a quarterback better. He doesn't have pressure in his face all the time, makes the running backs better. So it was an investment that's boring on draft night, but boy, am I glad they did it. And this team as a whole right now is just playing such great complementary football. I don't know if there's a team playing better football in the NFL right now. I know it's a bold statement to make, but over these last 3 weeks, and specifically the last two, going up against the previous year's Super Bowl contenders, it just shows you that this team is playing excellent football, and I don't think anybody wants to play them in the NFL right now. So as it sits right now, the Cowboys are not in the playoffs. They are in second place in the NFC East. They trail the Eagles by 1.5 games. They also trail the Lions and the Niners for that number 7 seed, but they do play the Lions this week, so they have a lot to prove. If they run the tables over this 3-game gauntlet, the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Lions, I think the Cowboys make the playoffs, no questions asked. After that, the only, I don't want to say tough game because we've seen the Cowboys lose to a bunch of teams this year that they shouldn't have lost to, but they're obviously a different team now. But it's really just the Chargers at that point because you have the Vikings, the Commanders, and the Giants as the other 3 games outside of the Lions and the Chargers. So the 2 I'm worried about are the Lions and the Chargers. Of course, anything can happen any Sunday, but I have a lot of confidence that if the Cowboys can beat the Lions this week, I think they're going to be a playoff team. If they win out, they'll have 11 wins. I don't think there's any chance they miss the playoffs at that point. They can probably even drop 1 game potentially, and it would have to be hopefully an AFC team like the Chargers if they're going to lose one of these games. But there's a good shot that after all is said and done and all the dust settles, when all the games are decided, if they lose 1 game and finish with 10 wins, because they have that tie, they actually are ahead of all of the other 10-win teams at that point outside of the Packers. So there is a good shot, even if they just drop 1 game, that they'll still make the playoffs. Now, let's not do that. Let's win out. There's a good chance that we can beat the Eagles for possibly the NFC East crown. The Eagles are struggling bad right now, and the Eagles still have the Bills on their schedule and a couple of other tough games. So I think there's a good shot the Eagles lose 2 to 3 more games at least this season with the way they've been playing and the way their schedule looks. But this week you've got the Lions on Thursday, you've got the Vikings on Sunday. The next Sunday, the next game is 8:30 p.m. So that's a Sunday Night Football game. And then you've got against the Chargers at 1, Commanders at 1, and then TBD against the Giants the final week of the season. I really think the Cowboys could probably go go at least 4-1 during that stretch, if not run the tables. You beat the Lions, there's a really good shot you're going to run the tables at that point. So who'd have thought when the Cowboys were sitting at 3-5-1, I declared the season dead at that point, so shame on me. I also didn't see them trading for Quinnen Williams after that point. Okay, this team has obviously galvanized around what happened to Marshawn Nealon, and this is a brand new football team here after their bye week. I mean, it's amazing what they're accomplishing right now, given how this season started. And as I said to start this thing, I don't know if there is a team that is playing better football right now in the NFL. I think they're the NFL's scariest team. This offense is obviously elite. It's obviously probably a top 3, if not better, offense in the NFL right now. And this defense, it's playing like a top 15 defense right now, okay? And that is scary for everybody else in the league. Nobody wants to play the Dallas Cowboys right now. It would be an absolute shame if they didn't make the playoffs after coming back after such a devastating start to the season, after coming back and playing so well down the stretch. This team, it's got something cooking right now, guys. It's got something cooking. And if they beat the Lions, mark my words, they're getting in the playoffs. So let's go Cowboys. Win out and you're in. Lose one, you probably have a good shot at getting win. But let's not play around with that and counting other teams. Let's win out, get this thing done, and let's go Cowboys.
Lorddylly, you know we ride.